Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Oh! Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very good. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as string instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa-tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa-tippa-tappa-dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Oh! Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very good. Indeed, smooth, so smooth indeed. Just like Rage is so smooth. How you doing, Rage? Good to see you. Gatto's in the house too. Welcome on in, guys. Come on in. We've got some new stuff to do. Okay, we're working on this guy. We've got a neck pocket. We've got the F-hole cut out. We've got the curve arms. Now, have to make a neck for this guy. I did have a neck for it, but I'm going to change the neck. We're going to go from 21 frets to 24 frets, so I've got to make a new neck. It's okay because the other neck's perfect for another guitar I've got, so there's no harm done. So we're going to start on that. The materials I'm going to use that's mahogany. That is that red gum, and I finally got that red gum, flame red gum color that I wanted for this piece. It has a stony metal iron sort of gunmetal steel grey, but you can see the red through it. So that's the color that I've put on there. And you can see that red through it still, but it has got that sort of charcoal grey as well. If I flick cameras, you'll probably be able to see it on the body a little bit better. And that's dry, and we'll wet that up and show you what it's going to look like. So the idea is to have that guy dark. We've got coachwood for the neck. Coachwood is similar to sort of mahogany in the looks and the feels. It is a little bit more grainier in terms of straight grain. This is a nice quarter sawn piece of coachwood, and that's going to be on the neck. And the fretboard, of course, for the 24 frets is this guy here, a streaky, really streaky combination of ebony. So we've got lots of blonde through there and lots of chocolates and blacks through there as well. The back doesn't look so great. This one here, side here is going to come up a treat. So we're going to, and that is a nice combo, getting all that stuff going on. This colour here, as you can see, is that sort of charcoaly colour that I want, nice and dark. We've got black EMG pickups, black hardware. It's a real dark horse, this one, and we're only going to go dark on the top. We're keeping the mahogany natural, and we're going to oil that so it gives it a nice sort of golden amber look, and we've got this dark face on this guy. Coach Wood is beautiful, absolutely. Shooter, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome on in. So I'm going to leave this guy alone for now. I'm going to make a neck for that guy to fit into that pocket, and then we can, once we get that neck done, or glued up at least, we can then start routing out pickups and what have you. I've got to make sure that that neck is fitting in there and working properly before we put the holes in here. That F-hole is pretty much done. We just got to sand that neatly once we do the curves. You can see the transition lines for the carve. We're going to go tighter here, tighter contours here. A little bit of a bump here, so a little bit of a bump just coming over and falling away at the edge there. A little bit of a scoop out there, a little bit of a scoop out there. And we're going to have some terracing coming up there off the horn, just like a Les Paul, similar to a Les Paul. Again, tight in here and then just opening up a little bit here and giving it a nice gentle slope away, nice little gentle curve there. And we're going to have two controls in there, one volume, one tone with a three-way switch. Coach Wood, probably along with the walnut. Coach Wood and walnut, beautiful. I love it. So that's the colour we're going for that guy. It's a really dark sort of slaty charcoal. You can still see that red gum. I like the fact that you can see that red flashing through there. You got a little bit of pearl in there too, because I've added some pearl white to that mix. So you've got a little bit of shiny pearl through there. If I hit that with some oil, I'm just going to hit that with a little bit of lemon oil, just to give you a look at what that's going to look like with a bit of a coat of oil on it, and you'll see what its colour is truly like. So we'll have a quick look at that. Just put a couple of drops of this oil on there. It's a lot redder with the oil on there, of course. You can see that colour poking through. So you've got lots of, that pearl sort of shines a little bit, and if we can get a look at that colour, bring that guy up a little bit maybe, get down this way. Those lights are pretty bright. Okay, so we've got a little bit of colour in there. You're probably not getting the right effect. Let's see what the other camera looks like. You can probably see that. Yeah, that's a little bit better there. You can see that red just poking through. Okay. And you've got that charcoal grain, and you've got that deep red. And that gives it a nice, dark, brooding sort of look. That's the colour we want to go for. It's going to come up. It does look nice. Look, it's going to be fine once we get that guy, get that top done carved. It'll look sensation. So let's get started without further ado. We'll mark up this. We'll put this guy away, and we'll start marking up. Start marking up this guy, this neck, and get this new neck done. Let's go away. Alrighty. So 24 frets on this beautiful guy here. Here's our neck. Let's mark that guy out. We're going to get a center line through here first to start with, as we always do. Grab that big meter rule. Lay that guy down there. Grab a short little guy. Take some measurements. Should be about a 90 odd across. It's 92. So half of 92 is 46. Go the same down this end. Line that baby up. There's our working center line. Could be a bit darker. Let's go darker. Okay, got him. See what we're doing there. Terry, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Hello, Lou, in the house. What is going on? I'm doing really well. How have you been? I haven't seen you for a little while. Hope you're doing well. Okay, get this coachwood neck down. That's the fretboard for that guy. Super modelled, super colourful. Let's grab that headstock template and get that guy marked out. We're going to go 24 frets on this guy. Grab our square. Let's line this guy up. What did I do with that square? I've moved it recently. Trying to find that guy. There he is. There's our 0 fret. Okay, let's mark out this guy here. We've got a 21, that's fine. Well, what's going on here? That's not quite right. What do we got there? We've got 22.5. That's not right. What have we got here? Oh, no, that's right. 22. 22 and 22. Yeah, no. Open your eyes, Manny, and look at it properly. Let's get a little sharper pencil. Let's line up the back here. We need to get this guy done. So let's lay down this baby guy across here. And get trying to get this camera adjusted so you guys can see. 0 frets right there. This is 25.5 inch, 24 frets. Line that guy up with Mr. 0. Okay, we've got our end right here. We're going to go to 56 here. Okay, let's mark that out. 28 on either side. Okay, draw a line straight across down there. Should keep going because we need a little bit longer than that. And that's about right. I'll keep that going for a bit. Give an extra inch just to give you an idea. What have we got here? So the rest of that neck. Double check those measurements. Big mistake. Big mistake. No, it's not a mistake. It's got to turn it that way. It is a right-handed guitar, so I've marked it up as a left-handed, but I'm just going to flip it over and use that as the top. That's fine. Okay, we've got that measured out. We've got to just check that width again. Make sure I've got that right. That is at 44. That's good. This should be at 56, and it is. So we're good to go. Truss rod will go into there. What I need to do is keep that on there until I get that truss rod channel in there, then I can cut that to size. So I'm going to leave that as it is for now. And we're going to mark up that fretboard, and then we're going to put the truss rod slot in this guy here. Okay, who else is on? Swifty to death, what's going on? Holloloo is here. Your sub. No, the sub is gone. We're not subbing anymore, Holloloo, so if you've got any subs, I'm doing multi-streaming, so if you've got any subs, just cancel them if there's an automatic payment, and we don't need that anymore. We've got a tip jar if you're interested in leaving anything, but there's no obligation to pay anything. Lisa, what's going on? In the house is the Willie Won't Go. Good to see you as well. Okay, so we're starting a new. For those guys that didn't, that came up early, this is the color that we're doing on that, on this guy here. I'm building another neck for it because we're going 24 frets now. There's the pocket for that. That's done. That's the color that's going to go on there. If I show you that without the light, you can see you can just see that reddishness through there, and it's got a little bit of a slatey sort of look. Okay, we've got a bit of a slate color, a bit of pearl through there. And it looks sort of browny red, but it's not that browny red in real life. It's a little bit grey. It probably doesn't come across. I'm watching it on the monitor, and it doesn't really come across. But that you can see the reddish hues just striking through there. Now we're going to leave this guy. We've got the F-hole done. We've got the neck pocket done. We've got to get these carve transitions done. But before we do that, we've got to get all these pickups in. And before we get the pickup pockets in there, we've got to get the neck in there. So we're working on the neck to make it 24 frets. It was originally a 21 fret. We're changing that to 24. We're going with Coachwood, this guy here. So we've got a nice Coachwood blank, which can be stained, can be dyed, can be engraved, it's a very, very beautifully cut piece, and it's very, very neutral. So you can do a lot of things with that if we want to artistically. Otherwise, it's just as good leaving it like that, just giving it a bit of an oil. This is the fretboard that's going on that. So a nice streaky fretboard, very, very... Hey, Swiftly, thanks for saying, mate. Cheers to you, my friend. It's like ochre. Yes, it is sort of like ochre. Not quite as red or orangey, but it is getting there. Yes, I've got a 24-hour stream in 2 weeks' time, and the proceeds of that, and we've got the details all over the place. So check out our Discord, check out our Facebook page, check out our Instagram. There's a description there. Black Rose, her name is, so it's going to be a very interesting. I've changed my whole design concept. It's going to be a deep red, deep burgundy / mahogany red body. It's going to have a black rose engraved and painted, and there's going to be some fading around that black rose to bring out the natural wood. So that's the artistic side of it in a nutshell. Again, it's going to have a flame maple neck. It's going to have a rosewood, Indian rosewood fretboard. So beautiful colours, beautiful materials. Similar coloured table. Oh yes, okay. So it sounds fantastic. I love pieces of wood that are, as we say, all over the shop. In other words, they've got a little bit of character, a little bit of a mash-up. Now, commands. Terry, I'm going to do that. I'm going to probably fix it. I'm going to probably pop a command in there called, I don't know, exclamation 24-hour or something like that, and that will bring up the details. And I'll do that later after this stream. So from tomorrow, we'll have that available to us to give the details to the people. Now, let's get this marked up with 24 Freddie Rudies. This is the guy we want marked up. So I'm going to mark up the fretboard and where we want that guy. So let's take a line right through here. I'm going to leave it about an inch at the top. Line that up. There's our nut slot. 0 fret. And now we're going to get a center line down here and get these guys laid out. $62 makes it 31. And this end is 70, makes it 35. That's why I didn't use a square, because the thing is actually a trapezoid. It's a bit lopsided. But that's why you measure from both ends and draw the line this way rather than use the square. Okay, there's our center line, and now we can work those frets in. So here's our 25.5 inch scale. We're going to use all 24 frets. We're going to start at 0 and get ourselves all the way to $24. Make sure that doesn't slip. $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, and about an inch left over, which is fine. We'll trim that off as we need to. Let's flip it over and do the other side. 25.5 inch. We'll go from 0 again. One, 2, 3, 24. All right, we've got those lined up. Let's get a sharper pencil. I've got one right here. Is that right? Karen, what's going on? Oh, she's not here yet. I saw her name pop up. Nick Martinez, what's going on? Nick. Good to see you. Welcome on in. First indeed. Join the club of 20 other people that are first. Come on in. Very, very deceiving. I've got to really trust my lines, because when the edges are not square and the patterns also throw a skew on the wood, it's just an optical illusion. So you've got to make sure that you've got to trust where you've lined these up. Don't worry if they are straight, but sometimes your eyes play tricks on you. So as long as I line up the dots properly and just mark out where those markers were, and we'll be lined up nicely, and it'll work a treat. Sometimes they're faded and I can't see the lead pencil very well, so I'm just darkening those up a little bit. Okay, you can see those guys. Julio. My eyes are playing tricks on me. I've got to make sure. Okay, they're marked out exactly as they are. And these guys are bang on as well. So yes, even though they look a bit deceptive, it's because of that angle of that light blonde piece going through there that's throwing my eyes, playing tricks on my eyes. If I actually line this over the top, they should be pretty much hang on a second. What do we got here? Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, cool. Okay, let's finish off these last 6 or 7. Four to go. Done. So we've got all our slots in there. We can cut those up. We're going to leave that now. We're going to get a truss rod channel in here, and then we're going to glue that guy onto there. We're going to cut this out first and then glue that guy onto there. So let's get our truss rod out. Here we go with a truss rod. That guy's got to sit in there like so. Just going to go right in there just behind the nut. I'm going to rule a line straight across there. We'll get the router out, we'll route that out down to that depth there, which is about 9 millimeters. Loosen that up. Make sure that guy's not tight. Let's go on here. Okay. Let's get that router up here on the table. That drill up there. Let's get this guy down on the bench. Rule that line straight across there. Okay. Let me catch up with the chat. see what you guys are up to. How you doing, guys and girls? Manny here from The Guitar Show. Welcome on in, and for those that have just wandered in, and reminds you of your Paps. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. I'm sure your Paps was a very, very good man. Greg's in the house. What's going on, Orby? Give that man a big shout out. Orby, good stuff today with those pickups, my friend. And that Strat sounds amazing. I really love that Strat. Guys, if you haven't seen Greg do his thing, check out Orby at Orbiter Guitars. He is awesome. That's exactly what it says, and that is the truth. Nothing but the truth. No worries, Mr. Shooter, having a lurk. Thank you very much for the lurk. Okay, we are going to, just for Greg's benefit, he just came in. So we've got this guy, Greg, mahogany body. Okay, we've got that red wood or red gum. It's quite flamed. This is the color we're going for that. So that's the stain. We've got that charcoaly sort of reddish. You can see the reddish tinge shine through there. Very dark, very ominous. A little bit of a pearl finish through there as well. A bit of white in that mix to give it a bit of pearlescence in the light. It'll be a matte or a semi finish. We're going to carve that guy out. I've got a neck pocket in there. I'm making another neck for it because we want 24 frets, and originally I had a 21 fret neck for it. I'm going to use that on another guitar, and we're going to use this piece of coach wood here to make a 24 piece neck. And I better flip that over and actually carve it on the right side because I'm in trouble if I don't. Because I've marked it out as a left-hander, and it's not going to be a left-handed guitar. So that's the coach wood neck we're using. We're going with this very, very colourful piece of ebony, lots of streaky. So it's a little bit of a horizon scene going on down here with a bit of streaky clouds across the sky. I could probably put a little crescent in there, and the 12th fret as a moon, and maybe have a couple of little bats flying down there. No, we're not going to do that, but I could, but I'm not. But I could, but I'm not. Maybe I could, maybe I should. No, I'm not going to do that. But that's pretty much the fretboard for that. That's streaky ebony. You love it. Gatto loves it. Of course he does. And I'm going to go back to the bench here. I'm just going to mark out that center line on the other side because I've got that all wrong. Because I did mark that out just to get the fretboard spacings and the lengths and everything organized. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to give it another center line, and then I'm going to transpose the nut and the length of this guy, truss right across there onto the back. And we're going to get that channel done. Let's flip that over. Let's get another center line down here on the right side because I want to carve it on that side, of course, like that. Okay. What do we say? 92, that's 30, 46. 46 is the center line. 46 is the center line. Center line. Let's get these guys right across here. This is our first or 0 fret, our nut slot. That guy right across there. I'm going to transpose it on the other side. And then I have a reference to where the slot is going to be, and therefore where the truss rod's going. Okay, there's our slot. Headstock's going up in here, like that. Right-handed, of course, this time. Get it right. Means our neck, we're going to get the profile of the neck drawn up as well. So let me get those measurements done again. We're talking about 44 across there at 0. Slightly more than 42. That's how I do my necks. So we go 20, 22, 44. And on this side we go 56, so we've got 28 at the end of this guy. So around about here, should be around 28 on either side. It is bang on 28. Fantastic. We can just rule that down straight through there. This guy here. Like so. There's our neck profile. So that's our neck profile right there. Now we need to just get that truss rod marked out in there again. Just behind that slot is where I put that truss rod. That leaves about ½ an inch from the opening of the scoop down here, where we have the scoop coming down and up, and there's the entrance, the hole, the access hole right in there. It leaves about ½ an inch to get to the actual bolt itself. That's okay. We're going to mark that guy there and just get the tail end done here. Get this guy here, like that. And we're good to go now. We're good to, that's marked out. We know where that truss rod's going. And we're going to put that guy in there. Just seeing which side is better for the bottom. This side's better for the bottom. There's more grain there. It's going to look nicer. It's a bit plain here, so I'm going to just do this side. Okay, let's get this guy drawn up as well. I'll just put that headstock in there just so I know where it sort of starts and ends. I need a sharper pencil. Let me grab my sharper pencil. Let me sharpen that one up a little bit. Okay, and I want to mark that center line right there and just draw that headstock, give me an idea of where that's going. Okay, gives us an idea of where that headstock's going to be. Okay, well let's get this guy hooked up and we'll get that guy routed. there. I'll need more room. So let's move these guitar bodies out of the way. Got our clamps. Pop this guy down here like so. Plenty of room to clamp that guy up at either end, and it'll give us lots of room in the middle to work with here. The beauty of this guy is it's got this beautiful square edge, so we can use the neck itself as the fence line, or sorry, the actual wall to run that fence across there. So we're going to get a true line down in here without needing any other bits and pieces attached to this guy. So let's clamp this guy down. Terry, what do we need? Clamps, of course. 2 will do. That's right. I'm glad you're starting to get a little bit more measured in your approach. 2 is more than enough. Leslie's in the house. Leslie, what's going on? Get some food, Hollow Lou. Poor old Hollis has to get some food. That's okay. We get that. Everyone gets hungry. All right, that's nice and firm. We're good to go. Just mark that out a little bit darker, just so we can see where we're going to stop. A little bit longer. There we go. All right, we'll grab our router. And the right thingy bobby thingy. Here we've got our 6mm, 1/4 inch. Change this guy over. Let's change it over. Always have this unplugged when you're doing this, because otherwise you're going to lose a hand if you inadvertently turn this on too soon. We don't want that. Isn't that right, Terry? Nip that up. Let's get the fence set up on this guy here. If I remember last time, that should be pretty much where I had it last time. Depends how thick the neck was last time, but we'll put this on and just double check that. Do some fine adjustments, and we'll have this hovering on the center line before we know it. What's going on with the music? Have we got any music? Let's put some music on, shall we? Play. I don't even know what I'm playing, but there'll be some music somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. Must hand it to you. That's good advice. Keep the hands. Must hand it to you. Very good. I like what you did there, Leslie. You are going to challenge Tom and myself to the dad jokes. Dad joke championship sooner or later. You're going to be up there with the best, as they say, in that department. Start off nice and lightly. We'll do a little 1/8 of an inch pass first. I'm going to get down really low and just scratch that surface and see how we line up. Okay. That music might be a bit loud. I'm just going to make sure that's turned down appropriately. Okay, let's line this guy up and see where we're sitting. Ooh, it's a little bit out. Okay, we overshot that. The other, obviously the last piece we worked on was a bit wider. Let's bring this fence in. Just loosen that up. Slide that guy in. Get that closer to the center line. You can see there is a little line there that we want to line up with the center line. That tells us where the blade tip is. So that's a bit out, so we've got to move that forward. And once we get right on that line like that, right sort of there, check both sides, looks about right. Let's get a bit closer. That looks good there. Tighten that up. And now I'm going to run this ever so carefully. I'm going to run this manually across the length and see how we go. I'm just going to bring this up so we can get a full view. There we go. It's better. So what I'm going to do is, that looks nice and centered now. I'm going to turn this blade so that it's parallel with the drawn center line, and we're going to run that blade right along the surface and see if that cuts straight over that line. It's biting a little bit, that's why it's being a bit stubborn. Yeah, and you can see it's scratching right over that line. So that's going to put the trench, that little trench, exactly where we need it. So let's start. We've got to get our safety gear on. Terry, what do we need first? We need safety gear. How much of it? A lot of it. We need a mask, we need gloves, we need goggles. We've got goggles, let's get our mask on. Alrighty. Mask it up. Terry will tell you what we need. Yeah, sometimes there's a bit of a delay. It should be okay now. There might be a bit of a glitch. I don't know. We've had some problems lately, so bear with me. Safety first, Terry, absolutely. How's that looking? Are we glitching? Are we glitching? Oh, no, that's okay. It's pretty smooth. It's okay. Goggles. Get our little gloves on. Okay, let's get started. Plug that guy in. It made an awful noise, so I had to turn that off.
Let's check it for size. Perfect size, the length is fine. We'll get that a little bit deeper now. Another pass. Okay. Turn that sound off. All right, that's 2 passes. Little bit to go, about 1 millimetre or 2. I'm going to give this a last minute check. Yep, 2 millimetres should be fine. Perfect, that should do the trick. Let's go, one more pass. Frozen, have we? Let me have a look here. Let's see if I can. What's that? That's better? Okay, we're back. I bumped the camera, I must have just wiggled it a little bit, but it's back now. Okay, let's check this out. It's the perfect height. I'm just going to cut this freehand this side. Just going to freehand that little head at the top there to get it a little bit wider to accommodate that screw. Sorry, Terry, just knocked up on me. I just missed it. Okay, so let's have a look. Just to shave about 1 millimetre off each side. And I'm going to freehand that. Let's go. Beautiful. Like I bought one. There we go. Perfect. There we go.
That's as neat as it gets, guys and girls. That's as neat as it gets. We're in there, nice and flush. And now we can cut the rest of that neck out, rough cut it, and then get that fretboard glued down. And that means, Terry, clamps. We're going to use clamps soon. So it's nice and neat. You can see that little freehand hole got that nut in there, and the rest is pretty much flush as it gets. Okay. All right. Now the fun begins. We need to cut this out. Let's grab our little saw. First things first, let's work out the length of this thing. So let's work out how long this thing's got to be. Okay, let me get to the workbench. Put those clamps up here for a minute. We'll get rid of this router. It's unplugged. It's safe. We've got safety taken care of. Clean this mess off here. Sweep up the shop later. There's our scale. Let's get this guy in here. So if we line this guy up like that, we want a slight overhang on that 24th fret, just a very, very ever so slight overhang. So we're going to go with thought so. That's the end of the fret. That's the end of the neck. That's the end of the neck right there. So what I need to do is I need to just get this lined up and mark the same off here. Okay. There. And that's where our neck gets cut off and finishes up. That's fine. We're going to cut that. Just mark that so we know that's scrap. That will overhang by a couple of millimeters. Actually, we need to get that overhang sorted out. Let me just get that overhang sorted out. I need a little bit longer than that. Actually, that's where it's going to go. That's that, so I need it brought back a little bit. No, that's fine. Let's see. No, hang on a sec. That's not right. What have we got here? Have we got 24 frets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's the end of the fretboard. Okay, so the neck ends there. The neck is, because the fretboard is going to overhang the neck ever so slightly by about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, that works. So we're going to cut the board there. It's going to overhang that there. Okay, so this is the end of the neck right here. Okay, we're good. That can all go. Gets cut off. That's our neck. So fretboard overhanging that by, that gets cut off there. Beautiful. Okay, that's ready. We've got to cut the shape out of that before we put this on. So let's get this cut up first, and then we can glue that down. Get these guys away. Clamp. I'm going to use a little clamp to help me along the way here. Terry will be very happy that I'm using a little clamp action just to help along. There's a little saw friend. I need a battery. Yes, there she is with her clamps. Clamps. And then some. Ha! Obsessed with clamps. Put that mask on just in case we throw up some dust. Always think of safety first. More clamps. Cut the end of that neck, board off. Rough cut this out.
just unlock that screen for you again. Sometimes I bump it and it locks the screen up. So forgive me for that. Start this in. Here's our rough neck.
Just going to take a break, have a drink of water. I need to now sand that, get those edges nice and close. So I've just cut it outside the lines there. You can see there's a couple of millimeters need to come off there in the bottom. Get that nice and straight. Once that's all cut out, sort of shaped out perfectly to the profile, I'll get that fretboard on there and then we'll clamp that down. Tomorrow we'll be able to cut that fretboard away and start cutting up the slots and radiusing, getting ready for the carve. Okay, so I've got to get that sander outside. First things first, let's have a drink. Oh, grab my water. Cheers, big ears. Baby bit of plain wood. Absolutely. Little baby guy plain wood, and it turns into a neck in no time. Cheers, big ears. Okay. JB in the house. What's going on, JB? Good to see you, man. Cheers to you, my friend. Okay, so let's go and get this guy outside and shaved up. I'm just going to move that sander out, then I'll move the camera out, and then we're good to go. Give me a second. Alrighty, move that camera. See how we go. How does that look? Buddy might even come out and visit us in a minute. We'll see how that goes. Okay, there we are. We're good to go. As you can see, my little makeshift bench there, it fell apart the other day. Got to get rid of that bench. I've got another bench in here, but I'm using it at the moment. Where's Buddy? Wally is nowhere. Wally is dead. Wally is gone. We dropped Wally, but Buddy's around. Okay, let's go outside. Let's grab our, I might just turn that a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And get on with it. Should be a bit better? Yeah, that's a lot better. You can actually see what I'm doing now. Let's grab this guy, the neck. We need, of course, safety first always. For the 50th time today, not that I'm complaining. Where am I? Leslie, am I complaining? All right, let's go sand this guy down.
Okay, neck shape. Here we go. Nice and straight. Nice and straight. Headstock. We'll smooth that out a little later on, but it's got the right shape. We can put those holes in. We can get that fretboard on there now, which is what we want to do. Okay, let's take some of this gear off.
I'll go and grab that camera and we'll continue. Camera back up here. We're on the home stretch now. We're not really. We're almost halfway there. So what we've got to do now is get that fretboard glued down. And once we do that, we're almost there. So I've got to do this again this weekend. Before this, sorry, next week. This is the neck we're using for the build for the 2-year anniversary, the 24-hour build. And that neck there is going to have an Indian rosewood. But we've got to do the same thing and get that neck at least shaped and get the basic shape done before the 24-hour stream. This is what I'm going to do. Get that to that stage with a truss rod and the fretboard glued down. And then during the stream, we're going to carve the neck, trim the neck, and fit the neck. So I'm going to get the preliminary stuff done because you need gluing time, and we won't have enough time in 24 hours to glue the two things together and have it set properly. So what we'll do is we'll do that the day before, and during the stream, we're going to cut out the rest of the shape and get it finalized, which will make sure that we do complete the guitar within a reasonable time frame. Exciting! Think it's your brass neck. Texas in the house. What's going on, Tom? Good to see you, my friend. So this guy now, we need to get this guy glued down. So let's get over to the bench and have a look at what's going on there. I've got to refresh that camera. Deactivate. Activate. There we go. And we want to get this guy finalized. So let's mark out. Excuse me. Oh, a bit of dust up my hand. Excuse me. Oh boy. I'm going to mark out. Where's those glasses? I'm going to mark out. Thank you very much, Terry. Appreciate that. Sunny. It's not too bad. It's a bit overcast, Willie. It's warm, but it's not sunny at all. It's actually overcast. Just going to mark out where that nut slot's going to go and line that up with the fretboard, so we know exactly how far that fretboard is to slide. In other words, we've got the nut slot marked out there. We can't see through the wood, but we need to line those two lines up there. So what we do is we use it from the edge. We run these edges down. Like that. Same on this side. Like that. And we know where and then what we do is we line those guys up like that. Okay. So I'm just going to draw those lines straight down. So that's where our nut slot is. Same with this guy. Like so. And then we just line these guys up. Like that. Okay. Truss rod. Let's get that guy in there. Let's tape it up. Thank you, man. Thank you very much, Tom. Okay, there's our truss rod, nice and neat. Tidy in there. Get some tape. Grab our scalpel. Oopsie daisy. Where is that guy? Where is that lethal weapon? I gotta find that scalpel. Oh, there it is. Okay, this guy here. Get down there. Take off the excess. We don't need that much tape. Just trim that down a little bit. There we go. Do the same on the other side. About a 1/4 inch less tape. Gives us more glue surface. That's fine, that's all covered up. Ain't no glue getting in there. Clamps, Terry, are we prepared? We need clamps. How many do we need, Terry? All of them, and then some. Let's grab our clamps. Let's get them ready on the bench next to us. Huh, Leslie, no. Not quite. We don't want that at all. Ready. Just test fitting that neck. Ah, like it. Well, have a look at that guy, eh? What do you think of that? Not a bad joint. If I do say so myself, that's not too bad. I can knock that in a little bit further. Perfect. There we go. Tight as a drum. So that, and we're going to carve this area here is going to have a cutaway. The bolts are going to go into there, and this is going to slope down, and it's going to, about half of that's going to go. Going to slope down and meet that neck. Give it a little bit more streamlined look because it looks a bit bulky, but I can hold that up, I can shake that, it's not going anywhere. That neck is not moving at all. So it's pretty tight. It was made for it. Funny enough, funny you should say that, Terry. Now I've got to get it out of there without breaking it, preferably. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And out she comes. That's the kind of fit we want. We want a nice, snug, that's probably a little bit too tight. I will sand that a little bit when I fit it in. I want it to slip in and grab the sides without jamming. It shouldn't be so tight that it jams. It should be tight enough to be able to sit in there, and you should be able to hold up. Now, some people do the old test. They put that in there and they hold the guitars up and they load up the guitar body with like drills and routers and every tool in the shop saying, look how good my joint is. Well, yeah, it's strong, but does it need to be that strong? I don't think so. It just needs to fit straight and flush and perfectly without being over the top. But look, you know what? If it's tight enough to jam in there and you can remove it quite moderately easily, like with a little bit of just wiggle room, and you can pop it out, that's probably all we want. That's what we want. So that's a nice tight fit. Okay, let's get that guy done. Huh, very funny. Terry is a very funny lady. Terry is a very funny lady, for sure. For sure. Comedian in the making. Can't wait to watch her stream. She's going to be hilarious on stream. She's going to be so much fun. Aren't you, Terry? Glue. Always need the glue. Let's get the bench down here. And let's get this guy glued up. This glue's almost done, but I've got enough to do one more neck at least. Okay, that's out of there. Let's clear that muck. Okay, we're good. Woohoo! There's some glue. Spread that guy out. Okay. We're good to go. Wipe this up. Grab a clamp, index that little guy. Just drop that in there. Slide it around a little bit. Get some bonding going. Get some bonding happening. Wipe some of that excess when we see it. Line up these center lines. One thing I didn't do was line up the center line at the back. Better do that quickly. Just there. Okay, put that on there. Center lines are done. Let's get this first one in. guys. Make sure that nut slot is lined up where we want it. It's a bit wonky. Yes, we. Yeah. It might be from the. It might be from the. Yeah, maybe there's more. Yeah. I might have to wash it. Yeah. Just don't worry about it.
So, am I moving him?
Yeah, leave it.
Does he have to come?
No.
I'll see you then.
Okay.
I'll
All right. See ya. Sorry guys. Okay, we're back. So just lining this guy up. Make sure I get those slots in there. We're almost there. Down there. This is annoying as all heck. Okay, that's right. That's not right. What's going on there? That's not right at all. Okay, that's right. And that's not right. Let's try that. That's right. And that's right. Back. Right there. Okay. That's where I want it. Yep. Okay. Lined up. Beautiful. That's ready. Let's put that first one in. Just to hold it in place. And get that back lined up. That's done. Okay, that's done. Make sure it hasn't slipped. Let's check that again. That's centered. Okay. That's centered. Perfect. Nut slots line up. We're good to go. Okay. Let's put the other guys on there. First things first. Let's wipe some of this excess glue. Squeeze out. Okay. Okay, is that guy? And now it's a matter of just hitting these guys with the clamps. How many clamps do we need? Terry shall tell you we need all of them. Wallaby bone fret markers. Maybe, maybe not. The wallaby bone is probably not hard enough for the nut. But it's a good thought. More clamps. More clamps. Good. More clamps. Terry's favourite word. 2 words. More clamps. Just check that squeeze out. Yep, we got good contact there. Awesome. More clamps. Nice and tight. Squeeze them all up. There's our clamps. Terry's happy. I'm happy. Couple more clamps, just for good luck. Hair rollers, as Willie would call them. Right on the end there. Get that down. Right at the tip here. Get that down. Okay, we're good. There it is. All done and dusted. And that, my friends, is that for today. I think we're done. How's that? Hair rollers, just like Willie's hair rollers when she does her fringe. As opposed to my one favourite word, more. Very good, Terry. A communal noun for clamps. More clamps, more grits, more cowbell. Absolutely, Willie. That's the one. More hair rollers. More hair rollers. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm going to call it for the day. I'm going to see who's on. Maddie Burrows is on. Karen Day's still going. Let's get back to Karen Day. Let's get back to Karen Day. I've never rated Karen because she's usually finished by the time I do it. I hope I can. Raid Karen Day is my name. I'm just thinking out loud, of course. Karen Day is not my name. It's Karen Day's name. I'll wait for that to come up on the screen. So that's what we've got to do, guys and girls. We've got that neck fitting in there beautifully. We've got to get this guy sorted out tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to probably carve that neck. So tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I said I wouldn't stream as much, but I need to get warmed up for the 24-hour stream. So I'm just waiting for that command to come up. It takes a hell of a long time. There's a lot of lag at my end, not at your end. But once that comes up, I'll kick it off. Yee755, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm just about to finish up, unfortunately, for you. And Mike Kelly earlier on, thanks for the follow earlier on. Mike, I was probably outside sanding the neck and shaping the neck. Tomorrow we're going to carve that neck probably. We've got to do the fret slots first. We'll do those. We'll trim that neck up. And then we'll trim the fretboard up, and then we'll carve that neck. I think we can probably do that before we start worrying about putting frets in. But in the next day or so, we should have that neck pretty much almost the stage where it's finished. There's the command. I'll quickly just enter that and see what happens. Slackers. Slackers is a good name too, Terry. I like the term slackers. It implies many things. All of them derogatory, but that's what I like about it. Okay, the other guy that I will show you before we raid, and I'm not sure if that raid's actually worked. I'm still waiting for that command to come back to me. But there's this guy here, the black and green little guy that we've got to get working on ever so quickly as well. Well, not so quickly. There's no rush for that guy, but that's coming along. The colour's probably right. He's looking okay. So I think we're going to be fine once we get that guy done. The command is taking forever. I don't know why it's doing that. I should have done it on my thingy bob. Let me see if I can do it on my little handheld. Let's have a look. Oh, it's issued it. That's okay. It's done it. So we're going to raid Karen Day, which is good. Okay, guys and girls, I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. Listen up. Necks. Tomorrow we're going to get that neck pretty close to finished. So see if we can nail it in about an hour and a half. That'll be pretty quick if we can do that. Frets slotted and carved in an hour and a half. I doubt it, but I'm willing to give it a go. And we've got a couple of hours up our sleeve, so let's see how that goes. Anyway, I'll be back again tomorrow, guys and girls. Till then, have a good night. Thank you very much for being here. Have a good afternoon, wherever you are. Good morning, night, or afternoon. Look after each other. Look after yourselves as well. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, bye for now.